Hello, good people, and welcome to the Amateur Hour. My name's Justin,
My name's Tyler.
I'm the one called Junior.
and today's sponsors are EBXYA and Adam Stone. So it's been getting cold out, Junior, it's getting chilly. I mean, currently as we're recording, we're each at our own homes, but we're
Bundled up.
Yeah, we're bundled up, chilly. We're sitting in our boots and shaking, or our slippers, or just your feet, depends,
Socks.
Yes, or just the socks. But with the cold, do you have like any, I don't know, home remedies of sorts to kind of get over colds or maybe help you grow an arm? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean it's not anything I like concoct or anything, but I try to religiously stay on drinking echinacea tea. I swear by it. I think I found it in a Google search one day, and I was like, all right, fine, let me try it out. I hate being sick, and I went through this period where my fiance had a really bad flu. My coworker that I shared a cubicle had a really bad flu, and I was drinking this stuff like at least 2 times a day. So like that was the minimum. If not, I was drinking way more glasses a day, and I got through the season. So maybe I just had a strong immune system that year or what. But because of that, I'm like echinacea tea all the way. I remember I had some family members that they had gotten sick, but they weren't able to really get the help they needed from like a doctor as easily. So I was like, hey man, echinacea tea, just get it. You won't have to pay for the prescriptions. But I don't think anyone's listened to me yet, but hopefully some of you guys out there listen to me.
So
Echinacea tea.
what exactly is echinacea tea? Is it like a concoction of certain teas, or is it literally just like a particular tea?
It's just echinacea is actually a flower, so it's
Ooh.
just the dried out leaves and roots.
So it's like
Yeah.
certain properties kind of help you get over sick?
Yeah, because echinacea is just supposed to boost your immune system. Another one that's interesting, I haven't got to try it out, thankfully, but elderberry is another one they say is pretty good. I think that's just a berry though. But that's that one of the echinacea teas I have has elderberry in it. So who knows? I might be getting the extra benefits from it. But with the whole thing going on, I was just getting stuff to boost my immune system. I know I heard elderberry, vitamin C, D, and zinc are like some of the best things you could be taking right now.
Oh yeah. So every morning when I get up, normally every morning, like right now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I didn't grab my vitamins. So I normally drink like a vitamin, I drink a vitamin C, and I drink like a fish oil and other stuff. So, but I make sure I'm taking that vitamin C because especially now you really want to make sure your immune system's nice and hearty. Another thing that I do is there's this certain I have a home remedy too. Okay,
Ooh.
ours comes from Puerto Rico, the great town of Puerto Rico. Okay, anyway.
The great, what is it?
Island.
Territory or sovereignty?
Yeah. The province. Yeah, so it comes from Puerto Rico. So it's a weird concoction, all right? So, but hear me out here, okay? It's ginger, like the little ginger root, and aloe vera. What do you call that? The stuff you rub on your skin if you get sunburn.
Aloe, right?
Yeah, aloe. So that aloe plant, we also buy that.
I think the aloe vera is like a brand, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but-
just get the aloe vera lotion.
Just
some
mix
of
it
it.
in. Again, we don't condone lotion consumption, okay? So we gotta make sure people are. If that is a brand, I do apologize. But that aloe plant, so you actually buy that in the store and some ginger, also some honey, and a little bit of lemon. So what you do is you're gonna cut some of the aloe plant, and you just cut like a small little section, like maybe about like I want to say, let's say like 8 inches long. When you cut it, you kind of cut it then in between, and then there's a lot of slimy stuff. You cut up the slimy stuff, and you drop it into a blender. You grab the ginger, you make sure you peel it, and you make sure to cut it and to however small, maybe like about a handful. Then you grab the handful, you throw it in there. Then you get a little bit of honey, which is the honey and the lemon, by the way. It's just for flavor. It's just because this thing tastes disgusting. And you know what? Even with the flavor, it still tastes gross. So it's just to kind of die down the ginger, because the ginger is like, super spicy. It's like the weird. I don't know why ginger's so spicy, but you know what? I ain't gonna get sidetracked.
It's pretty
so
good. I like it.
so anyway, you put that in there, you squeeze some lemon in there, and then you blend it all together. Obviously, you blend it for quite a bit. Then you put it into a strainer, and then you pour it into maybe a little bowl, and then from the bowl you kind of pour it into. We pour it into like empty water bottles, because you also add water. Sorry, to the blend. I almost forgot a major key. You also add a little bit of water. So
But you guys take out the chunks?
sometimes, yeah, because believe it or not, so what this concoction does, and I don't know the exact name for it, but like I said, it's a home remedy that we use out in, well, at least my family uses out in Puerto Rico, and what this concoction does is it actually is really good for immune system, and it kind of helps, believe it or not, with it like helps relieve like toxins from the body. So sometimes, yes, you can go to the restroom, not as heavy, but like if you keep the pulp in there, like that pulp,
That's where all
it,
the good stuff's in,
yeah,
huh?
that's where, but that's also where you start using the restroom like quite a bit. That pulp to mix together will make you go. So if you're also looking to lose a little weight in a healthier sort of way, this will definitely boost your fiber intake. But yeah, so it's supposed to help you build your immune system again and kind of just release like these bad toxins. Like my dad, at one point he had like this rash on his hand or whatever. And I know it sounds crazy, but like when he drank that, it kind of relieved the rash. Um, like almost like by the second day after drinking it, and it
Huh.
relieved the rash from his hand that was there for like a week. So this stuff sort of, like I said, it relieves some of the bad toxins. I wish I knew a little bit more of the specifics, but all I know is it boosts the immune system, right?
Yeah. I do want to correct myself. Aloe vera is the plant. I was thinking of Aveeno. I don't know.
No.
Something about aloe vera just sounds like a brand, I think just because so many commercials mention it.
Okay, so it was right.
Yeah, you were right. I want to give you your points for that. But also, I wonder if he would have just put the aloe vera plant on his hand, if it would have helped. Because I know
Yeah.
aloe in itself, I know it could treat a lot of things. I've heard some crazy stuff. I can't remember them off the top of my head. As my new coworker, she was just mentioning all kind of like crazy things to do for like rashes and stuff you could do with rhubarb. I think rhubarb could help. I don't know, take poison ivy out or something.
Really?
Also
That's
Puerto Rican.
what can I say, dude? We know our home remedies.
Yeah, even Mexico, I think the term they use is like curanderas.
Mm.
That might be more specific to women, but that's just like the practice of just using like holistics. I think that's the word where you just use the plants and everything for their benefits.
Yeah, and that stuff surprisingly works, and I think sometimes it does work better than a how would you say? Sorry, but
Yeah, like
so
over the
like
counter
medicine.
medicine.
Yeah. It's definitely way better than just sitting there having to take actual medicine. Like going there and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna drink a bunch of Robitussin. Instead, it's like you're having something that's more natural for you, and I assume it's even better for your body. It does take. Some people think home remedies are instant. They're not. Sometimes it takes a little time, but it is definitely a shorter time than without the home remedy. And I think during this time, right, we got to make sure that our immune system is on point and that we're not really getting sidetracked with, not paying attention to our immunity and stuff.
You know what's another
Yeah,
good
go
thing
ahead.
you could probably add to your concoction your mom does is throw some garlic in there. If you read up on garlic, you'll be surprised at like all the benefits you could get from it.
But think of the taste. I don't know. I'll mention it.
Come on, man. You're Puerto Rican. You should like garlic.
I like garlic, but garlic, ginger, and elephant.
Sometimes you just gotta push through it, you know?
Dude, when I drink the that sort of concoction, and I gotta get the actual name for it because I think that's important. Maybe I'll see if I can figure out the name. If she doesn't have the name, then sorry, guys. But yeah, like when I drink, every time I drink the that medicine thing, like I make such a horrific face because it tastes so bad. Like I drink it, and it's just like it's sour and spicy at the same time. So if you're into sour and spice, I mean, this is the drink for you.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a fan of sushi?
I am not.
Oh, because I was gonna ask you if you eat the what is it, pickled ginger that they have on the side?
Pickled ginger. Is that? I think my parents were talking about that the other day. Is that like a
It's just like sliced ginger. Then
mustardy
it's
looking sort of uh sauce?
no, I think you're thinking of wasabi.
Ah,
Oh, but quick tangent. Went to this restaurant and it was supposed to be this cry. It was called Cry Baby, or I don't know why I'm adding the extra cry baby shrimp. You know, I'm dipping it in the what looks to be cocktail sauce. I'm like, okay, this should be pretty good. Maybe a little kick to it. No, man, this was just wasabi with a touch of like cocktail sauce. Or maybe it was just red food coloring. I don't know. But yeah, I dip it in there thinking it's cocktail sauce, throw it back, and immediately just feel the like pain in my nose from the wasabi. My eyes were tearing up. And I'm just like, yep, this is why they call it crybaby shrimp. And I'm just like trying to hold back any coughs because you know you don't definitely don't want to cough. Um, just out of consideration, you don't want to be coughing around people.
oh
But
my gosh!
especially times now, it's like I don't want people all eyes on me.
Thinking you got the Rona.
Yeah.
It'll be like how would you say Monsters Inc. where the guy had the sock on his back and then they they scream the numbers and then all of a sudden all the hazmat people come out and freaking shave him.
Yeah. But with sushi, they use that ginger to kind of like cleanse your palate. So I could see how you don't enjoy it. I don't know why, but I kind of like to eat those little pieces of garlic. Turmeric's another one that's actually really good for you. I don't know if your parents get into that. 'Cause I think
they,
it's supposed to
they
help with like
told us
joints and
about
everything
it.
too.
Yeah, they had. I remember them mentioning turmeric. I don't know if we necessarily we don't. As far as I'm aware, we haven't done anything actually with it. But I know they had mentioned it before. So I think thinking
There's
about
a
the sorry, but thinking about that wasabi, just quick tangent. Like that just
yeah.
reminds me of like the buffalo, like buffalo sauce. How sometimes it's super strong too to the nose and the mouth.
Oh, dude, wasabi's awful though to me, just because I feel like it just doesn't taste natural. It just feels like chemical or something.
That's what my parents said. My dad's like even my dad eats anything. Like the dude he'll like just any sort of food. But he was like, yeah, it was kind of gross. He's like, it tasted. That's the exact words they used. is that it tasted like a chemical, and they were trying to figure out what it was. So I'll make sure to pass on the word that it was wasabi. They
Yeah,
literally were talking about that last night.
if I do want a little kick to my sushi, I'll just put a little on the end of the chopstick, just like a little touch of it, and then I'll eat it. And it's not as bad. It's still not great, but it's not as bad. But one more thing I kind of do when I feel myself getting a little sick. But most of the things it's probably a little bit better as a precautionary, like echinacea. You definitely want to take as a precautionary measure. Your thing probably sounds like you might want to wait 2 years to stomach that. Or what you mentioned would probably be good to take it if you know you're going to be in a situation where you're going to be surrounded by people and your immune system could be compromised. Sort of like that's what the point of airborne is that so you want to boost your immune system before you get into that situation where your immune system could be compromised.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
I have this one little thing. Have you ever heard of a hot toddy?
No,
Oh,
it sounds
it's
funny.
it's mostly just like lemon water and whiskey.
Oh gosh.
Which whiskey, man? I think they did a bar test, and whiskey was the only alcohol that killed the bacteria on the ice there. So like, whiskey is legit, man. It's got some like what would the word be? Antiseptic. Uh, but yeah, I'll go ahead and do my own version of that, where I'll take water, boil lemon with the rinds, and well, I'll squeeze the lemon into the cup, and then I'll put the rinds in the water. I'll throw some garlic in there. Smells weird in the house. It smells weird when I'm drinking it. But in my head, I feel like I'm doing something good.
So you don't know. It's like your own home remedy that you've.
Yeah, hey, that's how these things start. You just gotta go venture out a little bit, and eventually, next thing you know, you pass it on to
Just
your
take all
children
them
when they're old
super
enough of
fruits,
age.
drop in some potassium in there. You're like, yeah. Throw in a vegetable.
But
Hey, I
I
mean, if
think
it
that's kind of
works.
why they always say to eat like chicken noodle soup or something. Chicken has like some properties that are good for you, and then the garlic that they put in it is also good for you.
I would think that's the case with chicken soup. But going back to what you were saying earlier is like I think this is something that you don't have to drink like all the time. But I think like that you mentioned was that drinking this in sort of every once in a while and making sure that you boost your immune system before, because like you were saying, I normally am around a decent amount of people because sometimes I have to go to Chicago for school. Unfortunately, not all my classes are online. We have one hybrid, which I don't know if you heard this, but I think Chicago's back on a what's that called? A curfew.
Lockdown, yeah.
Yeah, they're back on a curfew. So we'll see. We'll see what happens because I think the new curfew is 10 o'clock. So I'm curious. I got to go to class this week. So we'll see if they let me in on Thursday. If I could take the train, or I have to check the app, make sure everything's cool, or I might have to drive there. I might end up driving there, to be honest. But either way, going out to Chicago is it's gonna be crazy. But I'm normally around a lot of people, so I like to boost my immunity as much as I can. I gotta make that stuff too before aloe vera goes dull again. So, but yeah, check out them home remedies if any of them seemed interesting to you, and maybe do some of your own googling too to really understand the properties if you guys want to get into it.
Yeah, that might be something I take upon this season, where I just look up all this stuff and just come up with my own concoction.
Yeah, I'd want to hear that. I would want to hear you figuring out, right? Like, let's say you want to choose aloe vera, maybe some ginger. Think of like a concoction of all the different properties and seeing if it'll mix in one or if you just get bad diarrhea. I don't.
Have you ever? What are your thoughts on Nyquil?
NyQuil, I never use any sort of. Isn't that like supposed to help you sleep?
Yeah, so I was the same boat where I never really messed with it, and then one night my fiance's like, "Hey, you want to take some Nyquil to fall asleep?" And I was like, "Ah, that doesn't work." And so I popped 2 pills in, and dude, it was the strangest feeling ever. I felt like my body was shutting down.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh, it's
"Why do my
scary.
arms feel like this?"
Oh
And
my
yeah, I
gosh.
fell asleep pretty quick, but I just felt like crap the next day. Just because when you take that sleep stuff, at what point is it gonna wear off when you need to wake up?
Yeah, you see, that's the thing is, I hear most people they feel drowsy when they get up in the morning. I'm like, then why do you freaking take it? I'm sure there's like a home remedy out there that would maybe like relax the body, so that way you could just have a nice sleep.
But there's just something about what is it called, like a postnasal drip, where you just got that drip in the back of your throat or anything with my throat. I hate it, man. I can't sleep when I have that.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I hate when normally, like, if I'm sleeping, right, and then it gets. I think me and Tyler had a brief conversation of this, but like, when you sleep and then all of a sudden it gets cold overnight and then you wake up with a sore throat because of the change in weather. Do you ever get that?
I'm sure I've had it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it a few times, especially well, not so too recently actually. I was gonna say especially recently, but like weather like this where we think it's gonna be warm and then it's randomly cold. Right now, I've been sleeping with the heater on, but if I didn't have that heater on, I'm sure right now I'd have like a sore throat because I'll be nice and cozy, but at the same time I'm actually cold, so it's horrible. I hate waking up with a sore throat. It's like the worst ever.
I don't know if we've ever gotten into it, but are you particular about the way you sleep?
The way I sleep, okay, so I can't sleep on my back. I can't sleep on, well, I can sleep on my side, but well, here's the thing. I could fall asleep on my back, but I end up having a nightmare. I'll wake
What?
up, yeah. I'll have a horrible nightmare. I'll wake up and I'll be freaking out, and it's because I'm on my back. If I sleep on my side, um, I'll just wake up and like my arm will be sore or like my side will feel weird. And sometimes, actually, if I sleep on my side, I'll bite my tongue.
What's going
Yeah,
on with you?
I don't know, dude. I'm weird. So I really only sleep on my stomach, and when I sleep on my stomach, my head's got to be facing right because if I'm facing left or like my legs are facing left, I'll feel like trapped. So it's weird because it's like so I'm obviously I sleep on the right side of the bed. If I were to sleep on the left and let's say there's and so okay, here's another thing. Okay, I'm thinking of something. I normally have to sleep with like one foot out of the bed.
Out of the bed?
Yeah, out of like, or not like out of the bed, but like out of the covers. Sorry,
Yeah.
because I can't have my feet feel trapped either. I'll freak out. So there's a lot with how I sleep.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
But I mean, I knock out pretty quickly. I mean, as long as, like I said, I can get in my position laying on my stomach, head, to the right, body leaned a little bit right. Sometimes my dog sleeps with me and she'll sleep on my right side. And then I wake up and I'm just like, what the freak? I can't move my legs. And it's horrible in that moment. But what about you?
Yeah, actually, I used to hate sleeping with a shirt. I hate just rolling around and it's choking me. I can't sleep with long pants. Obviously, I'm not a monster. I'm not going to try to sleep with socks on. All you people out there that try to go under the covers with socks, that's weird.
Yeah, because then it's like
um,
your socks mess up the covers. So because
Yeah,
it
this
starts getting
is
caught on everything. I don't know
it's
how.
it just doesn't feel right, man. My covers, they have to be laying flat on me. I hate them. Every once in a while I can bundle myself up, and that's just if I'm cold. But other than that, I don't know. Same thing with like my underwear. I don't like when it's like resting on my butt crack and then kind of falls in, where it's like on the brink of a wedgie. It's like, come on. So
Brink
yeah,
of a
I
wedgie.
I get like sensory botheredness or something. But I run hot at night, and lately I've been just like drenched in sweat, dude. It's horrible.
Really? Oh my
Yeah, just because
gosh.
I don't know. I like I said, I think I just sleep hot, and my fiance probably just sleeps normal. So we have a bunch of covers on us, and when I sleep, I feel like I need to have a cover on me. Oh, also, the cover, the end of it can't be like tickling my face. I hate that too. But yeah, I need a cover on me, and I hate sticking feet out because I don't know. Just feel like something's gonna get me. Something's gonna tickle my foot.
Like, I think I'm just thinking about the butt crack thing. I'm just like, wait, what? um,
You don't know
so
what I'm talking about? Just kind of like you're laying, you're resting, and your underwear just kind of slowly fall into the butt crack. Maybe not slowly, but it's just like resting in there where it's like it's in it, but it's not a wedgie.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think I've experienced that. I know I haven't. As of
I mean, it's more of a problem with boxers.
oh,
Like I
okay.
think you mentioned you're a boxer brief guy.
Yeah, I'm a boxer brief guy, so it's like it's snug because it's not that loose, so I don't really have the problem of So would you sound like you sleep all natural sometimes?
I would like to, but you just can't you just can't be having that thing slang around when you're trying to roll over and whatnot.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like I don't want to get. I feel like I could sleep like that, but I don't want to get used to it, right? Because then, like, let's say I go to spend the night at your house, right? Like, hey, Junior, can I spend the night tonight? Yeah, sure. I don't want to have to get naked to be able to sleep,
Or if something happens, and you get all your family there, and you're just running out naked.
That's so limiting. Like, it's like, yeah.
But yeah, I used to just sleep in my boxers, but my sweat has started to make the sheets dingy, so I was told to start sleeping with a shirt on.
So yeah, you can't go sleeping naked, You gotta sleep with I agree, you gotta sleep with your shirt. You gotta sleep with at least shirt and undies. Because if you're sleeping and you're going to bed naked, and then think about the intruder, right? Do you think he's less likely to attack you if you're naked? Or
I think we'll throw them off though.
right? He
So I mean, that gives you the upper hand for a second.
Yeah, it's like a flashbang in Call of Duty. It's just like his eyes, like they just go Given spooky season 2, you just pop out like come at me. I don't think anyone
Yeah,
wants to fight a naked guy.
with
But
like
yeah,
a
like
holding a pipe or a knife or a
that's
pistol
just
or
it
something. It's
makes
just like,
for
whoa,
it
let me
makes
get
for
out
an
of this
awkward
house.
situation. So it's like let's say you do live with someone, like, right, and it's not that significant other, and you're sleeping naked, and then all of a sudden, like let's say someone's sibling knocks on the door, hey dude, wake up, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, and you're
They
naked.
bust in.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like,
That's like
it's
little kids, especially. They don't know the rules of knocking yet, so they'll just bust through the door like, "Hey,
yeah, they
what are you
don't know no
doing?"
better. They just enter in and may
And
God help
maybe
them.
for you, maybe you're more than your foot crept out of the covers, and the next, the kid's scarred for life.
Yeah, a thigh, just oh my goodness. So yes, for those of you naked sleepers out there, please consider other folks, okay? Better to be safe then sorry.
But if you don't care, then keep rocking on.
Yeah, sleep on with your. I don't know. I was gonna think of like rock out with your buns out or something. I was trying to be clever, okay? So, I'm sorry. You ever get into like spooky stuff,
Hell no.
How no? Are you
Hell no.
ever are you ever like these and pardon if I'm, being a little bit general here. Like them kids who like get into like Ouija boards and stuff like that. Do you ever mess with that?
Nah, screw that, man. I don't go to haunted houses. I don't watch supernatural movies. It's just not my tea, man.
I agree. Here's the thing. I watch a scary movie here and there, but I don't want. I'm a Christian, right? I think this is known in the podcast, right? But obviously, I don't throw it out there too much. I don't like getting to the religious talk and making feel people. Some people they're not religious. It's like I'm not gonna force that on you, right? So in being Christian, I believe in demons and that whole sort of spectrum of things. Not ghosts, just demons. So, like, I rather not mess with a Ouija board and devil stuff, you know? Because I
Yeah,
believe that generally brings those evil, like, spirits and demons on you. So, I'd rather not. So I agree with you. I don't mess with spooky things. I don't know how you have, like, I could have sworn there was, like, a TikTok trend or something like that had like people messing with Ouija boards or something like as a joke or they'll have the videos where like, oh, we bought a Ouija board and the ghost said this, and you're like, what the freak? Like, I just, even if it was a joke, and I wouldn't mess with it. No, no, I don't mess with spooky stuff. People are like, yeah, oh, we went to this old freaking creepy hospital, and I'm just like, no, no, I'll be gay. I'm fine.
yeah. Especially haunted houses, and you go to that. It's like, why do I want to pay to be scared? Same with scary movies, though, too. It's like, why pay to be scared? I don't get it. I don't
I
like being
feel
scared.
like if I went to a haunted house, it's every once in a while. Like, it's got to be rarely. Like, I'm the same way. I don't like going to haunted houses all the time because, yeah, I mean, why do I agree. Why do I want to get paid to get jump scared, that reminds me, did you ever finish the game Dead Space?
I was playing it with you, so no.
Yeah, I think we had gotten into it one night, and then I remember I borrowed it, and then I beat it, and I was like, here you go. But I remember we had a lot of fun playing that because that was spooky as heck.
Yeah, and then everybody would just use the microwave, and that's our spot. But stuff like that I'm fine with. But when it comes to like demons, ghosts, all that, it's like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, it's
Just
just no
just
go.
growing up, my mom would be like, "Yeah, if you watch those movies, you're welcoming it to your house."
That's
It's
what
like,
my mom
uh,
says the same thing, and I agree though, because it feels like it. It feels like that's why I don't really watch too many demon things, and uh, I feel like you're welcome. You're like, hey, come on in, because in a way you're just glorifying the spookiness of it. I don't know. See, I like spooky season, but I don't like glorifying like the crazy, crazy like murderous things. Like, I'll watch I guess Jason here and there, but like I try not to too much because I don't know. I mean, think about it. We're glorifying murders.
yeah, that's true.
And all this like horror paraphernalia, which is like I granted, all right. A lot of the stuff is fake. That's like there's no Jason, there's no freaking chainsaw massacre or whatever. I mean, there could be, but as far as I'm aware, there's not. And let's hope that stays that way. So for all of you crazies out there, stop it. But yeah, no. So spooky stuff, mess with it. No, I don't think we should do. I'm not gonna mess with it. Screw it.
I don't know. Maybe it's something with just like opening your mind to it, and then you start noticing things. I don't know. I don't want to chance it.
Right, right.
Call me a wimp. I don't care.
I ain't calling you nothing. I agree. I agree 100% with you when it comes to this. Plus, like the spooky movies, when I watch too many of them, I just start getting anxiety. Like I just get too much. Like I watched Saw one time, and it was cool the first one, but then we watched another scary movie right after that, and I was just nope. I was freaked out. I couldn't. I wasn't like scared, but I just had anxiety. Like, oh my gosh, like too much stress. I
See,
was
those I could do no problem. Like all the torture and like the murder ones, slashers, thrillers, those are fine. But like I was saying, supernatural, nah.
You know what else is supernatural? Our sponsor of the day. So please hear a word from our sponsor. I often find myself wondering, what's next? What lies ahead? Where do I go? How far will I go? We often think about tomorrow. But what's the point? What's the point of not looking at what we have in front of us? Why not look to the present and be grateful? Why do you run from today? What difference does it make if everything you have today can be gone tomorrow? So I urge you, live for today. Search EBXYA on Amazon today to get all of your XLR cable needs. Link in the description.
And we're back from our sponsors.
And be sure to follow them over in the link in the description. All of our sponsors will be in that link. And I think it's worth mentioning, if you're listening on YouTube, listen. We love you guys. So please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you're getting all the notifications of when we're posting new episodes, which is every Friday, 9 a.m. And make sure that you're following us if you're listening to us on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, and I believe that's it, actually. Those are all of our 4 platforms, so please make sure that you guys are subscribing, following, so that way, again, you're getting all the notifications. We got a new episode, you guys know. And don't forget about our social media, okay? Link is always in the description. Click that link tree and it takes you easily to whatever platform that you like. And you're probably listening to us right now. So, but at least if you're listening to us, you want to go to follow our freaking Instagram and our Twitter. That's going to be in the link tree as well. So, yeah, make sure you check out that description.
So I came across this article. Well, I like to scroll through Google News. That's like my social media. Even though half the things I don't click on just because the articles are just kind of like, I don't care.
Pretty
But this
lame.
one, yeah, this one piqued my interest. It was scientifically proven scariest movie. And I was like,
Ooh.
that's an easy one to do because it is just a heart rate thing. So I was like, let me check this out. And it was surprising. The list is surprising. At number 1, we have Sinister. That is a movie that was caught off guard. I thought it was going to be something else. I thought it was going to be one of those psychological, mess with your mind slasher movies. Boy, I got to the theaters and man, it messed me up for a while. So seeing that
Really?
at number 1, I was like, see, this proves I wasn't exaggerating. But then there's a couple other ones on here too that I ventured out and was brave enough to watch. Like I think Exorcist is on here. Yeah. The Descent isn't supernatural, but or maybe it is. I don't know. But that was definitely one that I thought would just be a walk in the park, but it messed me up for a while too.
All right,
I,
let's take this list in a row. I
yeah,
want to know.
let's attack it.
How's this measured again? Let's let the folks know how the list is measured for this article.
So we got average heart rate across the movie, so they're just measuring that. So let's see, they got resting BPM, movie BPM, different highest spike. So, the resting is just like their normal resting heart rate. And then while they're watching the movie, and then they took the difference between the two. And then what the highest spike would be. I believe when you go down, there's a biggest jump scares by heart rate, which we could get into later. And I've read some of the comments on this article, and they're like, yeah, we all know the one that we're talking about for the number one biggest jump scare, which is Sinister. Everyone's like, yeah, we all know that scene. I don't, because I never watched that movie. But
Same,
yeah,
same.
we could go through the list. Maybe, yeah, we could do all of them.
All right. Well, so number one is Sinister as of right now, and that one had what a resting heart rate of 65.
Well, that's
Uh,
just like the normal people's heart
okay.
rate.
So then the movie BPM was 86. So, and then the highest spark was 131. I said spark, I meant spike. Forgive me. It was 131. See, now I've never seen The Sinister. Do I want to see it? Yes. That's one movie I want to see. It seemed interesting.
It did. And that's why I went to see it. I would never willingly go watch a supernatural movie. And
So,
then as I'm sitting there, I'm just like, I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake.
did you leave halfway through?
Nah, I'm sure I was with some friends from high school. I didn't want to look like a wimp or something.
So did you not see it then? Okay, so do you remember a lot of the scenes or anything, or were you just like hiding your eyes? Walk us through that
No,
experience.
I come on, man. I was probably with the homies, so it's like I can't be covering my eyes like that. Even though that is something I would do every now and then, or I'll just like during the scary trailers when you go watch an R-rated movie, they'll throw those in there, and I just stare at the seat in front of me.
I mean, hey, that's smart. If you're freaked out of the movie, guys, stare at the seat or stare at your feet.
Yeah. Well, staring at the feet might make it a little more obvious that you're trying to avoid it.
Yeah, you're right.
So
You're right. But
just
like, if you keep
spaced
your head
out
up, right, and then you're like your eyes down, like maybe they just
somewhere
look at your
else.
face, yeah, and they're not looking at your eyes.
Check out the sound system. Just all the acoustics that they put in there, like not
Make sure
acoustics,
you're
but
checking
like
your exits.
exactly.
Looking for a way out.
So yeah, I think movies going on. I can't remember at what point they show uh, the the movie or like the film that kind of is centered around. It's a Super 8 film, I believe. And it's just like a little movie that you watch, and it's this little boy killing. I think that gets revealed later in the movie, but it's just someone showing these families getting murdered, and you're like, oh shit. You go and see some pictures, and this is what got me was you see the dude in the background, and you're like, oh, what the hell is that? And you get like, you get spooked, and then you see it move. So it's just like, I don't know, it scared the crap out of me. I was like, oh crap, this isn't the right movie. That's when I realized. And then as you go on, yeah, it's just things like that. There's jump scares. These people start seeing the guy outside the photograph. Um, I want to say there's really creepy music, like that old, like 2030s kid music. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah.
That might not be the best description, but I think you know what I'm getting at, where it's just like uh not lullabies, I can't remember the word I'm looking for, but it just sounds real creepy because it's like real old. But yeah, since I saw this, I was super scared, and then the second part came out. I don't know if there's a three or not, but the second part came out, and I was like, well, where are they gonna go from there? And I ended up watching it, which was another big regret. For what it was pretty good, but I definitely regret it watching it from a scared standpoint.
Yeah, those movies are pretty dang creepy. I mean, it sounds like a creepy movie. Let's get into number two, Because I know I've seen this one.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces, but I remember you talking about that whole what is it called, Conjuring universe or something.
Yeah, so this one is the wonderful, wonderful number two, and I think it probably deserves to be there. Insidious. Okay, so the highest BPM for that one is 133. The difference in heartbeat was only 21 beats per minute. Regardless, Insidious, number two. That one I have seen. It's like about this sort of demon that gets attached to this child because this child like fell asleep, and apparently he can like when he's asleep he could travel into different realms of like spirituality or something like that, and he dreamt himself in this realm with this particular demon that attaches itself to the child. And it's a pretty crazy one. It's a crazy, nasty demon that looks like Darth Maul, or Darth Maul's like meth head cousin, as most people.
That's that's something that people were saying to try to like get me watching movies. They're like, it might have even been you, man. They're like, it's not that. The guy looks like Darth Maul. It's fine.
He looks like Darth Maul. I mean, it's one of those movies where I feel like if you watch with your friends, like you'll be totally fine, like nothing too creepy. But it does have a song, a very old song that's like one of those children's lullabies, like you're saying.
Tiptoe.
Yes, yes.
I know that because I think everybody was singing it around that time.
Yeah, it is funny though because that song is like when you look back at it and when he's listening to that, the demon's like sharpening his nails. So when you're hearing that song, actually, it's kind of funny. And
And
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it is the biggest jump scare by heart rate. At the bottom, it says they were mentioning in the comments, like I said earlier, that there's a specific jump scene. Do you recall any particular scene that was just like, oh crap?
Yeah, there was a few scenes. Like there's one scene, and spoiler alert. I guess a spoiler to the jump scare. But there's this one scene where this old lady's looking at the father of the child, and then the demon shows his head, and he like opens Darth Maul opens his mouth right next to the guy, and you're like, what the freak? When you're not expected. There's a few big jump scares in there, but I don't remember them too much. I enjoyed the Insidious films, and I when I went, I seen one of them. I think it was like Insidious 4 or whatever. It was like a prequel or something like that. I forget how many numbers there are. Okay, I think there's four. But anyway, so I went to go see that fourth one on a date way back when it was released, and the whole time we were like talking through the movie, and like low key, it was funny date because then she'd like lean over, and she'd be like, "This is gonna happen." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And then we start talking about it, and we're like, "We called it." As we're like whispering to each other. So I thought that was pretty hilarious. Um, so it kind of dulled the horrific aspect of it, and I think what also didn't make it as scary to me is because everyone else was watching it in the theater, and then you'd have the people screaming, "Oh!" Like they're just screaming at the screen. So I thought that was actually hilarious.
I did that the other day. I think it was when we were watching. Yeah, it was when we were watching The Haunted of Blind Manor, and there's a certain scene that just happens out of nowhere, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Which I've never acted that way, but it was just kind of funny. It came from deep inside and just released itself. I was like, "Oh crap!"
Oh, so we watched the scary movie together. It technically was supposed to be a horror movie. It chapter 2, which was fairly interesting. Did you jump at any point for the second it?
Ah man, it I remember watching the like OG one when I was younger. I was scared by the VHS cover. Um, I think even watching it, I was scared at some parts. But that was all when I was younger. And then the remake, I don't. I think it's something about the CGI comes off like old school almost. Because even maybe not old school is the right word, but I could just tell that I don't know. Just like if you think about the lady with like the painting, you remember that scene?
The one with the oh yeah, the old lady. Is that the scene you're
Uh,
talking about?
no, I'm talking about the first one where the kid's scared to walk by the painting. Maybe you don't
Oh
remember, but
yeah, yeah, wait,
just
wait, yeah, yeah. The where it's like a Mona Lisa painting and it kind of comes alive.
yeah,
Yes.
it just has a cheesy effect to it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I agree. It has that sort of you're like, but why?
Yeah, like it could have been way scarier, but just something about the effects, it didn't help it to me.
Yeah, they probably had to get their CGI a little bit more down packed.
It's like the stuff isn't realistic. It doesn't look realistic, so it just looks like something fake. And then with that, I'm just kind of like, and that's what threw it all off for me. It, those two movies weren't bad. I enjoyed them, but besides the whole experience, which you could catch on the earlier podcast,
So let's get into what's number 3?
another movie I haven't seen.
The Conjuring. I've seen this one. I've seen this one as well. I think that one is actually the same directors or the same producers.
I think it's part
Um,
of a whole. I was gonna say storyline or like not storyline, but just universe is what I said earlier.
well, The
But maybe
Conjuring
not.
actually is the same universe as Annabelle. Those
That's
are
what I was
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
of. All right.
So
But it is all the same people that made Insidious, I'm pretty sure.
it's a fairly well done scary movie. You know, I enjoyed it a little bit. It wasn't like crazy good. I find Insidious to be more interesting than The Conjuring, but it's even the same actor that's in the Insidious movie.
That's what I was gonna say. The Ghost Hunters are the same, aren't they?
Not all the ghost hunters, just one of the characters. He is like playing another character.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. The father of the child in Insidious one is playing like a ghost hunter in The Conjuring. And the idea of it is that they hunt these demons and they stop them, and then they keep them in sort of one room, which I think then follows the Conjuring 2 or the I think or is Annabelle, one of the two. Annabelle releases like all the other demons in the room and stuff like that. It's fairly interesting, as I said. I don't
Sounds like a
remember the
scary
jump scares.
Ghostbuster.
Yeah, it's like Ghostbusters, but like scarier or whatever, more paranormal, if you will.
Yeah.
It like I said, it's fairly interesting. I don't remember the jump scares. I wish I could tell you guys out there, but I mean, I'd suggest watching The Conjuring 3. That one had 129 highest beats per minute, and the average heart rate of 85, and only a 20 beat per minute difference. All right, let's get into number 4, Hereditary. I have not
This
seen.
is I haven't seen it either, but I did bring it up in an earlier podcast. I think we were talking about Midsummer, which is a really weird movie, and it doesn't rely on like jump scares or dark corners to freak you out. And that's what's cool about that director. So I was like, huh, maybe I'll catch Hereditary, because even my uncles told me about it. He's like, man, I've seen a lot of scary movies. I don't really get scared by them anymore, but Hereditary kind of freaked me out. And I was like, whoa. So I'm like half wanting to watch it, half not, just because I know the director is not trying to take the traditional route of his things.
Yeah. Right, so you haven't seen it just yet.
No, but it's been piquing my interest to watch it.
I think I'm fairly interested as well. So maybe we can check it out sometime. Okay, we got Paranormal Activity as number 5. That one had, oh, by the way, Hereditary's highest beats per minute was 109. And the average heart rate was about 83. So, I mean, not fairly decent. It's got pretty high average. So then Paranormal Activity is number 5, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I agree with this because I find Paranormal Activity to be funny. Like,
Especially after it was the Wayne Bros, right? I forgot what
yeah,
the
the Wayne
movie's called.
brothers, they did what's it, Haunted House?
I think so.
And there's some pretty outlandish humor in that one.
Yeah, and then I think I feel like I might have caught the ending of Paranormal Activity, and it just seemed really weird. Or maybe I'm just thinking of Wayne Bros. I don't know.
What's the ending? Spoiler alert. Okay, if you haven't seen Paranormal Activity now, I would suggest skipping ahead like by 2 minutes. Okay.
2
So,
minutes?
do you
Oh
remember the
man, you're
ending?
gonna. No, I thought it was like a girl and she just leaves, right, or something. I
Yeah,
don't
she
know.
kills her husband.
And then she just leaves.
Yeah, she kills her husband. I think she gets away with it or something like that. And then she creeps up to the camera at the end. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, yeah.
and that just ends there.
Yeah, and then it just ends. And then they have part 2. And it's
Does
not, it
it?
doesn't even follow the same people.
Oh, I was just gonna say, does it open up with her face in the camera?
No, at least I don't remember that it does. I mean, hey, we should have like a because there's like 5 paranormal activities. We should have a
Nah, I'm good.
paranormal activity like run through. But like that's the thing is like it's obviously fake. It's not one of those that gets too freaky, you know? Like I would never say, "Hey, let's I would never say, "Hey, let's run through all the Exorcist movies." Like cuz those like talk about welcoming demons like heck no. I don't mess with that. But for paranormal activity, like it's not that really freaky. It's too fake, right? Like you're watching there, putting and seeing them just pull the strings of a door shut, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then you hear the running, doom, 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 and you're like, oh. Like you never see anything the whole movie.
That's
Uh,
what I was gonna say. I think they keep them transparent.
yeah,
Keep the
and
ghost
I
transparent.
think it was a low budget film too that this couple had just made themselves as
Hey,
well.
kudos to them because I'm sure they made a bunch of money. I remember that was big talk of the town for a while.
Heck yeah, they made a bunch of money. There was freaking 5 of them.
Squeezing every chop they could out of it.
There was crazy amounts of movies. It was insane. I don't know if it was directed all by the same. They probably like sold it to a particular company, and then that company made more. But still, it was insane the amount of films they'd made with it, and it just kind of it got old pretty quick. But let's get into
Number
number
6.
6. You could say what's this one, Jerry?
It Follows. Another film I have not seen.
Same,
So
same.
we had a average heart rate of 81. The difference between the heart rates was 16, and then the highest spike was 93. And then number 7 is one that you mentioned.
Yeah, number 7, The Conjuring 2. Again, I agree with that one. It really wasn't too scary. So I am glad they kind of dropped it. I don't, again, I fortunately, maybe fortunately, I don't remember too much of the film. So I can't really, no spoilers. But I think it was fairly interesting as well. And then we got
Mm.
number 8 over here, The Babadook. I've never heard of
I
this movie.
I feel like I have, and I feel like it might have came out in the last. You know what's funny is saying 10 years and it's only 2010, but you feel like 2010 was just like right around the corner.
Right?
Uh, but yeah, I feel like it came out in the last decade, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's about around its average rate was about 80 beats per minute with a difference of 15 beats per minute. And its high spike was at 116 beats per minute. So that's insane. And The Conjuring 2, by the way, was this around the same 80 beats per minute, 15, or actually 16 beats different. And their highest spike was 120. So it was a little bit higher. Now,
And
The
then number
Descent,
9. Yeah.
yes, is number 9. 70 beats per minute. What the freak? Or 79, sorry, with 14 beats per minute difference and 122 beats per minute as the highest.
Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Yeah.
Is
It's
Explain that one to me. Like, what's the premise? I might have seen it. I'm trying to think.
if I'm not mistaken, I'll try to talk in Google, but it's these women that I don't know if it's a all female lead or not, but it was them and they were going cave. What do you call that when you just explode the caves?
It's like, is it spelunking?
Yeah, something like that. They were just exploring these caves and then they like get lost, and next thing you know, there's these people that are popping up, or well, not people, they're like creatures of some sort. And yeah, it was fairly scary. I'm not one to really complain about those like non supernatural scary movies, but that one definitely was like, whoa.
Yeah, I've not seen that one. I mean, I thought I did. I'm thinking of another movie. um, we got what's the last one? I wish we could dwell on that one a little bit more, but I don't know too much
Yeah,
about it.
this is the number 10. This list goes up to 35, but after that point, it starts getting into like the 28 days later, just like those typical, not too scary Freddy Krueger type films. That's also on the list of Nightmare on Elm Street. But so yeah, number 10, The Visit. We got an average heart rate of 79. The difference was 14, and the highest spike was 100. Have you seen this one?
Yes, I have. Have you?
No.
It's not scary at all. So it's spoiler alert. If you want to jump ahead, maybe another 2 minutes. Roughly maybe three. All right, just in case I go a little bit long. As of right now, jump 2 minutes ahead. All right, spoiler alert for The Visit. So the film is about this kid goes to this brother and sister get dropped off by their mom, or they don't get to be dropped off by their mom. Uh, they get dropped off, I think, like by an Uber or something, and they go to visit their grandparents and stay with their grandparents until their mom comes back. So, pretty much, there's this kid and his sister, a boy and a girl, and they visit their grandparents. The grandparents at first are super nice, super sweet, and then they start getting weird. Like the grandmother walks around naked, freaking them out. The grandpa walks in and so like it's all like this in sort of like this recorded POV almost thing, right? With the camera. I think like the brother is like vlogging or something like that. And then the grandparents start acting weird. This is an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, so it's a
Yeah.
twist.
Yes. So, I mean, I don't know if you'd want me to tell you the twist. I could
All
again,
right, go for it. I'm not gonna watch it.
so, so anyway, the grandparents start acting weird. There's this one scene in particular which I thought was the best. So the grandpa poops himself in a diaper, and he takes off his diaper and shoves it in the brother's face.
Oh, pink eye
He
for
puts it on
sure.
his head, and I think that actually that was the most horrific scene that I seen in the entire movie. I was like, oh my gosh, not the poop. I had a heart attack, dude. I was like, the freaking implications that this kid might get something from this.
Yeah.
But at the very end, you find out that the people in the house aren't actually the grandparents at all. They're some random old people that are just like, I think they murdered the grandma and grandmother or whatever, but they escaped from like a psychiatric ward or something like that.
Ah,
Yes, and I think they murdered the grandparents, if I'm not mistaken. And how you know at the end that it's not the grandparents is like the mom sees the phone, and she's like, "Oh wait, that's not the grandparents."
wow.
And yeah,
As you were talking about it, I was just like, either these people have Alzheimer's, or it's not gonna actually be their grandparents. It's just be some crazy people.
yeah. So it was a bit of both, a bit of both. So
Yeah,
I hope
that's
you guys jumped ahead and didn't get that spoiled for you.
these movies are pretty old. I mean, come on. Sometimes hearing the ending makes me want to watch it.
Yeah, we'll just read the top 10 for you guys because we don't want to probably get too late into this, list. I mean, if you guys do want to check it out, I got to remember to put the link in the description. I know I forget the link sometimes, guys. I'm sorry. I got to add a link. It just popped in my brain, which is why I'm apologizing. But I'm going to put the link in the description for sure. So you guys can check that out because this is coming around around Halloween? Hey,
Hopefully.
hopefully close
I
to
mean,
Halloween.
we've got into some like witchcraft. We're getting into some spooky movies.
Yeah, so it's a article by the Nerdist, and it's a scientific study has determined the scariest movies is the headliner title of it. So if you
Yeah,
guys
so
want to Google it yourself,
they just published that research. So if you just search scientifically proven scariest movie, all kind of articles pop up. This is the first one I saw. I shared it with Justin. It's a good article. It's a nice clean site, it looks like.
so if you guys want to check it out again in the description. But with that said, we're gonna
Wait,
toss
wait,
it
wait,
over.
wait, 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 wait,
Sorry,
wait.
sorry, sorry.
All you guys out there, leave a comment on if you think something else should have been on the top. Now you could do your spiel, Justin.
Yeah, no, no, no. I agree. I agree. Leave that comment. You heard Junior. What do you think should be the top 10? With that said, we're going to throw it over to a break. I hope you guys enjoy a word from our sponsor. Adam Stone, a unique and talented artist, hitting the alternative rock scene. Listen to him as he jams his way into becoming a new hit artist.
But now you will, 'cause I am bringing you down. I'll take you off your chair, set on fire what's left from your hair. Someday.
Listen to Adam Stone singles for free on Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube.
Surrounding me. I don't know why I was chosen to live like this every day, every day, every day. I don't know why pain.
You can follow your favorite ghost, Adam Stone, on Instagram and Facebook. Link in the description. And we're back from that word from our sponsors. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, that was a fake laugh. That was a fake laugh. So, Halloween season's coming around. Are we having Halloween? I don't know.
Are you guys going to
COVID-19.
Beggars?
Oh, you know what? We're not going to Beggars, but we're actually ordering Beggars.
Oh, keeping the tradition alive. I see.
Keeping the tradition alive. You know that. And as to if you're invited over, I'll I'll have to ask. Cuz you know us, we normally we invite you over. You're part of the tradition too. We invite the family, the friends. We go to Beggar's Pizza every year, and we enjoy the holiday. But we'll see, because COVID-19 changes it up. So I don't know if we're having people over. We might have the cousins, so we might have you over. I don't know if you're not busy, but I'll have to ask. Just because, that my cousins and people haven't been really going out. Junior, you work, so it's
Yeah,
fairly
yeah, no.
understandable.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've just been strict on the whole, how would you say, social distancing for the most part.
No, I respect that. That's totally fine. I was just curious because I know that's like a strong tradition of your families to go to beggars.
Well, we're having beggars pizza yet again, but it's being ordered, and who knows? We might watch some Halloween movies, hang out, whatever. Maybe I might, if my cousin is coming by, we're probably gonna play a scary game, something. Keep it interesting, keep it fun, and just hang out, have fun.
So real quick,
Go ahead.
you mentioned Halloween movies. What comes to your mind when you think of Halloween movies? Because I feel like when I was younger, I was like, yeah, there's all these movies that are Halloween movies, and I don't know. There's a couple that were definitely Halloween specific, but then as I'm older now, I'm trying to think of like, what were all those Halloween movies I'm thinking of? And I don't know if I'm just starting to realize it was just all the like ghost movies coming out during Halloween or what? I don't know.
I think of Michael Myers, right? The Michael Myers, the
Oh,
Halloween.
yeah,
It's
for
literally
sure.
called Halloween. I think of
Yeah.
Jason. I think of Freddy Krueger. Um,
Halloween Town. Did you ever watch that on
oh
Disney?
yeah, way back when, dude. I remember one time in particular just watching Halloween Town while eating freaking Totino's pizza rolls. Like I'll never forget that. Like it was just exciting to watch Halloween Town, and like I think they had one. It was called like the Boogeyman or something like that too, where it was like this kid is the boogeyman. It was weird. I don't know if Disney still has those Halloween movies. Halloween Town might be on Disney Plus, and I might give that a watch.
Just for old time's sake.
Yeah, for old time's sake.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to me where I thought there was all these Halloween movies, but maybe there really isn't.
The Nightmare Before Christmas, huh?
Of
That's a
course.
Halloween
Yeah.
movie. I
Yeah.
mean, oh,
I was gonna
Monsters
bring that up.
House. It's an animated film. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Maybe they're just not pushing them out like they used to. Maybe that's what it is.
I mean, there is a new scary Halloween-ish movie. It's not taking place during Halloween, but it's called Come Play With Me or something like that. Or Come Play, something like that. Hey, let me look real quick. I had it pulled up. Yeah, Come Play. Sorry. That was all off. I apologize. I was way off with that one. Anyway, Come Play is a pretty scary movie. It's like this sort of weird creature that can only be seen by camera. It's not like one of those like POV films though, where the camera's shaking and the person's running and huffing and puffing. It's
startled.
yeah. You
I
hear him
think
in
that
the
was like,
background.
yeah, I think that was South Park when they made fun
Would
of.
would you consider a Cloverfield a Halloween movie or a scary movie?
That's kind of what the question I'm pointing towards is. I feel like there was a bunch of Halloween themed movies or like something happens on a Halloween day or passes Halloween, but I'm trying to think back to it and I'm like, maybe there really wasn't that many. Maybe all these Halloween movies I'm thinking
Oh,
of were
they
just
just
all
yeah. Okay, okay.
there's
I'm getting it even more.
yeah, like maybe it was just all the supernatural movies that would come out on Halloween is what I'm thinking of as
You're right.
all these Halloween releases.
Yeah, I think literally maybe like okay, so if we take that into consideration, you got Halloween, right? Like that one with the Michael Myers literally takes place on Halloween. So there's that one. And then you have okay, let me think. You have the Hocus Pocus, right? Isn't that a
Yeah.
Halloween?
So
Okay.
is it the yeah, it does take place on Halloween, but is it also the aspect of witches? I feel like witches is definitely a Halloween thing. I don't really think about witches outside of Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, you got witches like in like World of Warcraft and like all those sort
Harry
of
Potter.
yeah, and Harry Potter.
I don't know why we just made fun of the title, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. I felt
There's
like
nothing wrong with Harry Potter. It just felt natural to come out that way. But that's
um,
Harry Potter is more Christmas, isn't it?
what?
I think there's like a Christmas scene in Harry Potter.
I think I don't remember. Christmas.
I
What?
think there's definitely. I think there's. Yeah, even growing up, when they would do all those like Christmas runs, Harry Potter would come on. I think there's a scene where they have a feast. It's snowing. So yeah,
That's hilarious, man.
see, I don't think it could
I
be
don't know. I
constituted
don't
as
remember.
a.
I don't remember too much. I mean, I think I don't think it's considered a Christmas movie. But if you think about it, okay, if we're not saying right, Harry Potter is not a Christmas movie, then like what makes like Jason, like is that not a Halloween movie then? Like, is it just literally a scary movie? Then that's
Yeah,
crazy. Then what is I agree with you. What is a Halloween movie? Like we know what a Christmas movie, right? Is like it takes place like Christmas with the Cranks. You got a Christmas Story, but
we
like
got Santa.
Halloween, you literally have like one movie called Halloween, and then you have Hocus Pocus, but like Hocus Pocus is like a I don't know. So if it takes place during Halloween, can we consider it a Halloween movie?
I think so. I think that's fair.
Okay, so
But
then if that's the characteristic, then Stranger Things season 2 is a Halloween TV show,
Ah.
Netflix original, huh? I mean, I never thought about it. You're
Okay,
blowing my mind.
I guess maybe let's think back to Halloween specials. So I was recently watching some of the Simpsons ones. They usually have aspects of ghosts, um, demons. So I guess maybe it is just like a ghosts and demons thing that okay. You could put your input into that and I'm gonna look up all Hallows Eve. Let's see what the definition of that is because I think that's what Halloween stems from.
Yes. So I was thinking about Ghostbusters. Is that considered a Halloween movie?
I think it would.
Right? I would think it's got ghosts. But then does it make like The Conjuring a Halloween movie? It's so
Yeah,
these are the
so
questions people don't ask people.
the All Saints Day celebration was also called All Hallows. So yeah, I mean, I guess that even ties into like the Day of the Dead kind of thing, where I guess it does have the aspects of spirits to it.
We got Day of the Dead coming up pretty soon too, by the way. I just thought about that. Was that
Yeah,
November 3rd?
and with that, what about Night of the Living Dead? Is that a Halloween
Ooh.
movie?
Ooh, we get zombie movies. What's your favorite zombie movie? That just popped in my brain.
I don't know. I liked the Resident Evils up until maybe the third one. After the third one was just kind of weird.
Yeah,
Uh,
because everyone's like a clone after that, and you're just like, that's not in the games, but okay.
did you ever seen Quarantine?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I like
that's a
that
pretty
one.
good one. And then when you watch the originals, which are called Rec, they're actually Spanish films. You watch that, next thing you get transfers over into
Wait a
demons
minute.
and
Wait
whatnot
a
because I
minute.
was watching.
Me and you watched the Quarantine together. I
Did
just
we?
remembered that. Yeah, we
We
watched it
might have been.
together.
I don't know. I
You
think I've
showed
seen it
me
a
it.
couple times.
Yeah.
Did I show you the Spanish version?
No, but because the only reason I know there's a Spanish version is because you told me.
Yeah, so the Spanish ones are the OG. And so I was watching Quarantine. I was like, screw it. Let me watch the second part that's actually from the originals. And it starts talking about demons and ghosts. And I was just like, whoa, this took a turn.
You're like, I think I like the new iteration.
Yeah, because I think the new iteration had to do with like rabies or something. And these people were coming back to life, I believe.
Yeah, it was like
Spoiler alert. No, I don't think
Yeah.
that's a spoiler.
I think it's kind of fairly new or something like that. And then there's a news crew, right? And then
Yeah.
and that's how like they start documenting everything. Do they escape? Like I don't remember if they ever get out or they get killed by the people when they get out of the.
Well, the ending is the reporter kind of like trying to hide. She has the night mode on her camera, and I think, or maybe that isn't the ending. I think she gets pulled away. But now, as I'm talking about it, I feel like she ends up alive.
Yeah, I
Ah,
could have sworn the ending was like they get out the building and then they have all these lights on them and they get shot. I don't remember.
yeah, possibly.
Or maybe it is the end scene where she gets dragged away. I gotta rewatch all these movies, man. I don't remember anything. I think wasn't there a second part to that movie
I
where
think
like
it had
it's in the
something to do with the
store?
airplane.
Oh, or is it an
Oh,
airplane? Oh my gosh, I don't remember. Or is this one where they go into like I could have sworn there was one like in a supermarket where they go in a supermarket and they're stuck in there.
well,
I
there's the one that they're stuck in the mall. Is that the Day of the Dead? I can't
possibly.
remember. But yeah, those
Yeah, that's Day of the Dead. Sorry.
those short, was it George R. Romero?
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah,
remake though.
definitely.
The Day of the Dead was I think by Zack Snyder actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I ended up finding that out a little bit recently because the Snyder cut with the Justice League. So okay, so the Quarantine then, what you would say was like your favorite zombie movie then, or your favorite take on it?
Uh, it might be up there, but even would you consider 28 Days Later and that whole series?
Yeah, those are totally zombie movies.
Those are good too, man.
Yeah, I think 28 Weeks so far is my favorite scary movie. I think they were supposed to do 28 months, and I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
if
what I
that's still
heard.
happening or not. Or maybe they stopped production because quarantine. I have no clue. But I really, really, really want to see that movie because I loved 28 Weeks. I think that was one of my favorite Jeremy Renner movies, too.
It's kind of funny because like the mall one we were talking about, it has Phil Dunphy from Modern Family, and that's how I've always seen that guy. Excuse me, I can't remember his name, but that's how I've always seen that actor. And then I seen him on Modern Family, and he's like the jokester, easygoing dad. I'm like, huh, that's an interesting take. But that's definitely outgrown his zombie movie that I'm thinking of. So now I picture him as Phil Dunphy.
Yeah. I mean, it
and
was
then
okay.
and then I'm thinking of I can't remember which 28 series it is, but it has I feel like she's a funny girl. I can't remember her name though. She has that accent.
Hmm.
What movie is she in? It's like right on the tip of my tongue, but I don't know. If I think about it, I'll
Are
mention
you
it.
talking about the chick that gets beat by the gun? The butt of her gun at the end?
Maybe
Where she was like a scientist woman or something like that.
it's not Kristen Wiig, but I think she's in Bridesmaids.
We'll have to look that up. But either way, okay, I think, yeah, 28 Weeks would probably be or the 28 series. Because I think I like 28 Days too. Because I had the actor who played Scarecrow. And that was like a fairly interesting film too. Because you're like, wait, what the heck? They just had such an interesting take on zombies. Were you always a fan of zombies, or were you afraid? Like, what age
I
did you get
don't
over it?
I don't think I was ever really afraid. Oh, you know what? When I was younger, like toddler maybe, Night of the Living Dead, OG black and white was like my favorite film to the point that maybe not my favorite film, but I would always want to watch it to the point that my uncles were kind of like, "Hey, they got a color version, blah blah blah," and I always just wanted to watch the black and white one.
That was a good movie too. In that one, oh my gosh, I remember seeing way back when. It's a fairly slow movie, and doesn't it take place all in like one house, right?
No, I don't think so. I think they leave right to try to go to a different house.
I think they try and get the truck or something like that, and then they doing it. We're spoiling all these movies. A big
And we're
spoiler alert.
also
Sorry.
we're also butchering all these movies. We're like, we think this, and then maybe this.
Yeah, so go see it for yourself, definitely, guys. Especially around Halloween time. If you're a fan of zombie movies, just check these titles out. Give them a quick Google. I'm sure they'll be on Netflix or something.
And tell us your favorite Halloween movie.
Yeah,
So
we want to know.
give us that what should have been in the top 10, and then leave what you think is a good Halloween movie.
Yeah, But in thinking of Halloween movies, though, I think of candy. What's your
I was
favorite
just about to
Halloween
say.
candy?
Yeah, leave a comment down about that too. Favorite Halloween candy though, isn't that just what's my favorite candy?
I would, yeah. I mean, I guess, right? Yeah, I guess. What's your favorite candy? What do you?
For sure, you know what? Here, for sure, Twix. But I was always excited about those vanilla Tootsie Rolls when I
Ooh,
get those
vanilla
when I go
Tootsie Roll,
trick or
okay.
treating. So I'll say that was always a pleasant and welcome surprise in my candy bag.
Yeah, I think my favorite candy is Kit Kat. I love Kit Kats. They're amazing. And then when they're in Halloween, they look orange. I love that. That's like so cool. I'm like, orange chocolate. What? Who invented this? How does
Well,
this
even
happen?
at that, it's just a white chocolate, and I like white chocolate. So
I remember way back when I was dating my ex at the time, I said, "Look, they make one in your flavor." But yeah, no. So I Kit Kat, I would have to be my number two. Oh my goodness, I had a number two. I know Three Musketeers is up there. I love Three Musketeers.
oh, I know you
Delicious.
do. You guys had
Yeah,
you had like
remember?
5 bags, and then you had to get me
Actually,
in.
yeah. I remember we might have had this conversation, and yeah, we were. That was at the time too, and I was having way too much sugar. I mean, it was 196. Can you blame me, Junior?
Well, even at that, you were locking up, weren't you, from all the sugar?
Yeah, I was just having too much, and I had to give it to you guys because it was like crazy. But yeah, I love Three Musketeer.
Me
Even though it
too.
can be too sweet if you have too many. It's just like, I think that would be top three. I'm trying to think of a second. And these are all
Oh,
chocolate. Okay, well, let's break it maybe into
hold on,
categories, right?
hold on. I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Charleston Chew.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to Google it real quick.
You've never had a Charleston
I'm
Chew?
trying to remember what a Charleston Chew is. I'm having a brain freeze.
That's
Charleston.
what is it? Vanilla nougat with chocolate around it. I always think back to when I'm younger and
Oh,
we would go to the village in Gary.
I've had one of these.
Yeah, those are.
They were good. They're good. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
those are
like Charleston Chew. I get them in the box, Charleston, because they like melt in your mouth. They're just
yeah.
delicious, bro. So
I
okay,
also like
Charleston
putting them in
Chew.
the. I also like putting them in the freezer so they get all hard and I can just like chew on them.
Really, I like them soft. I like them when they melt. Like they kind of. I don't know. They just melt in your mouth. That's like you just keep. I can't. There's no other way of describing it. What about whatchamacallit? Have you ever had one of those?
I'm sure I had, but I don't really remember
They're
it.
delicious. It's
But
like a nougat bar in a way, like
here,
a
let's
crunch bar.
get back to the Halloween theme and the number one candy that's like the most hated, candy corn. I
Yeah.
like it.
You what?
Yep.
I look at you differently now. What do you
I
like
still
about
didn't.
it?
I don't know. It's just it tastes like better frosting or something.
Oh, dude,
I
that's the
remember I
thing. I
was
don't like that frosting. Ugh, it's too
and then
sugary. You know?
it is. It is. I can only eat a handful, but I remember I was snacking on them in my office one day, and everyone's like, "Dude, what's your problem? Why are you eating candy corn?" It was like 20 cents because it was like after Halloween and it was discounted.
That's the thing is, how is candy corn still a thing? What do you think it's like old people that are eating candy corn? Or like-
Maybe I forgot what I got candy corn in though, and it got salt on it, and that's something I always think about too. Is like the salty candy corn.
What the freak? Whoa. Why do you like that?
Because if
Salty candy corn.
it's sweet and salty.
So
It's
then
like
why don't you throw?
salted caramel.
So do you? Oh my gosh, dude! What are you, a murderer? Jeez.
Oh, hey, salted caramel is something everyone could get behind.
So you're going to? I don't see. Here's the thing. I don't like salty and sweet things. So it's like, because then it reminds me of like normal foods, right? And then normal foods, I don't like sweet foods. Like for normal foods,
Oh,
like
I don't like sweet foods either.
yeah, it's
That's
just
weird to me.
like I like. That's the reason I don't like barbecue because it's kind of sweet, you know. And I'm just like, nah, I don't
Oh,
like
I
it.
like barbecue. I was thinking more of cranberry sauce
Oh yeah, no. Ugh.
at Thanksgiving.
On your
Yeah, that's
food,
kind of
yeah,
like
no, thank you. I don't want fruit on my on my delicious turkey or whatever. Anywho, I keep getting sidetracked. There's so many like chocolates and stuff like that, you know. It's just okay. Anyway, so okay, we're talking about candy corn. There was this funny joke that I seen. Right, the best way to eat candy corn, right? You melt it in a pot. Once you melt it, you put some chocolate in there, and a lot of
ooh.
chocolate. And apparently, it just takes away the candy corn taste. So, so I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, that's the best way to eat candy corn. And literally, the joke was the best way to eat candy corn. And I was like,
Uh,
damn, that's a lot of chocolate in there.
I
Pouring
thought it
in
was
there.
gonna be, I thought it was gonna be like the attack on Hawaiian pizza,
Oh,
where it's like how to eat pineapple on your pizza, and then it's just them throwing it in the garbage. I thought that's where you're going with it.
I agree though. Do you like pineapple on your pizza?
I don't mind it. There's
I don't
nothing
like it.
wrong
It's
with
one
it
of
every
those
once in a
sweet
while.
things, bro. Like, no, no,
I
thank you.
like grilled pineapple though. It just gives it a different flavor, and it's phenomenal.
Are you a fan of sour candy?
Yeah, of course.
What's your favorite sour candy then? Let's get into that. There's got to be at least a top two.
But there's a lot. Oh, sour punch straws might have to be number one.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about.
Just like
Yeah. Those are
because
delicious.
I was gonna say warheads. I do like warheads, but that's like
They're too sour.
they are too sour and they definitely mess your tongue up. But that's like if you want sour, that's what you're going for, you know. All those
Yes
other
and no.
ones I
I
don't
like
really.
lightly sour. You know, like Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah,
I like. Oh, okay. I like the sour punch. Like you're saying, those are delicious. I get those. Like they have the Walmart bag where it's like, it's in that Ziploc bag thing almost, where like you could peel it out and it's like nice little share size. I get those all the time. In that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there's Mike and Ike's. They have the Zours.
I used to never like Mike and Ike's, and then I someone randomly gave them to me. I'm sure it was my fiance. She had some laying around, and I was like, let me try these. And I was like, oh, these are actually really good.
I'll suggest the sour Mike and Ike's. They're good. Not too
That's
sour,
what she
not
would
too.
get.
Yeah, they're delicious. Oh my gosh, I love them. Those have to be my favorite because there's the ones that say Zours in particular. They only sell them in oh my gosh, Walgreens actually. That was the last time I seen them. I don't know if they're like slowly pushing them out and just going with the Mike and Ike sour, but I miss the Zours Mike and Ike. It was just oof because they're kind of powdery a little bit. They're delicious. Okay, so we have those. We have Sour Patch Kids would probably be like a number 4. Sour Skittles.
Those
Those
are
have
good.
to be number 2 to me. Sour
Yeah,
Skittles.
you said that, and my mouth watered. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
those are
right.
okay. Let me get your take on fruit slices.
How do you mean by so like cut up fruit? Like you mean
No,
like in
no,
the
no, the candy fruit slices.
fruits?
So
Are
it's just
those?
like
I gotta Google it.
it's just the chunk of like gummy, and it's like flavored, like I don't know, cherry, orange. There's lime in there. Everyone hates
Oh,
them,
I like
but I
them.
like them every
I
once
like
in a
them.
while.
Yeah, I like them.
Thank you. I
Uh,
remember we had some people here, and they gave me fruit slices for my birthday. I was like, "Hey, does anybody want it?" And one gave me like the side eye. I was like, "No, no, thank you."
what? Who doesn't like fruit slices?
A
They're
lot
just
of people,
they're kind of
man.
soury. I don't know. They're gummy. I like the green ones if I can remember.
Those are interesting because they have like a hint of like a cleaner taste or something.
What? Were you drinking cleaner, dude? Is that what you
No,
want the
it's
taste?
just the lime in it. The lime gives it like that weird cleaner taste.
A cleaner taste. All right. You heard it here, folks. I
All right,
haven't had
so
these candies in a while.
yeah, yeah. Maybe I just like the old people candy or something. I don't know. Okay, okay. So like I said vanilla Tootsie Rolls, but even more so, just like those flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Yes.
I always love to see those in my candy bag. So what was one that you were like, oh, I hope I have this?
Oh, in the candy bag. Okay. Let me think.
People give
Okay.
out some like real random stuff. So
Yeah, they give some wacky, wild stuff. Okay, I like the. So if for me it was like the choice between the vanilla or the lighter lighter Tootsie Rolls, the ones you're saying, the flavored ones. I like the flavored ones, but there was like another one that was like a Tootsie Roll. I don't know if you remember it. It had like brown dots on the wrapper. It was like it'd be green, but like with like black or like brown dots on the wrapper, and it tastes like a Tootsie Roll, some sort of taffy. It was delicious.
I don't
Trying to
know.
think of the name of it, bro. I can't think. They were always super tiny. Those are really delicious. Oh, Smarties, dude. I love or Sweet Tarts. Sweet Tarts. There you go. I
Oh,
always love
dude.
Sweet Tarts in my bag. I love Sweet Tarts.
I think there was a Sweet Tarts taffy that they came out with one year.
Yes.
And I remember getting that in my Halloween bag, and I was like, "These are great!" And I was never able
Yes.
to find them after that.
What? I could have sworn they
Yeah,
still made them.
I'm sure they do, but it was just like I don't know. I just couldn't find them, or maybe my
Dude, they're
parents didn't want to buy
delicious.
them
I
for me or
like Sweet
something.
Tarts jelly beans too, but you have too many of those. You gotta watch it. Your sugar will go up. But no, the Sweet Tarts taffy, one of my favorites. I love Sweet Tarts are like one of my favorite food or candies. Sorry,
Are you
that
sure not food?
I'd love to see. Did you ever get those bottle cap candies?
Yeah. Which one are you thinking of? Are those the ones where you would chew them and they turn into gum?
No, it's literally they're called bottle caps, and like sometimes like they'd have like a root beer flavor, and
Oh yeah,
they're
yeah. I know
just
what you're talking about.
disgusting. I was like, oh, and you never knew because they looked the same color, and then you throw in, and then it's like a root beer flavor. You're like, oh my gosh, ugh, and I'd spit it out. When you were smaller, did your parents ever did they let you keep your candy bag, or did they like hold on to it?
Nah, I think they let me keep it.
Oh my gosh, you lucky son of a gun. My parents, they would hold their candy bags in their closet, and we were only allowed to grab 4 candies at a time. And like, let's
That's
say, I think it was like every day or like every weekend. But here's the
hey,
thing, our candy would last like a whole month.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. But is that what led you to be like a candy freak now, where you just go on benders?
Listen, yeah, I had a real bad problem, especially with my ex. Like, oh my gosh, like I would just get candy knots. That's why, I mean, that's part of the reason why I was 190. Okay, I want to let you know, lost 30 pounds. Right, I'm at 171 now. All right, trying to lose 10 more, and I'll be the weight I used to be before I got together with my ex. All right. Throw a little shade.
Shots taken. Bah, bah, bah.
Yeah. Ratata. Yeah, so yeah, I used to go on a crazy candy binge. My sugar was going too high. I had to chill because then diabetes runs in the family. So it was close to, it was almost borderline. So I had to watch out. So I had to just stop with the sugars and getting all the candies and whatnot. So it's difficult, man. I think that's the reason why. It's like before, it's like, I wouldn't get as much candy as I wanted. And then, like, you get money and you're like, oh. Like I was never able to really go to Albany's. Let me go to Albany's, and then you go and you get like a bunch of candies there, and then you're like, oh, but them peanut M&Ms, and then you start getting those, and then you and I'm a creature of habit, so like I'll fall into certain habits when I shouldn't. So then that's just what gets me into candy just nonstop. But I mean, I've been doing good recently. I haven't had any candy for.
You sound like you went to rehab.
I did, dude. I had because remember too, I wasn't ever really drinking water for like such a long time. Now I drink water every day. I have the candies I have vitamins. I have vitamins every day. And yeah, I don't really have candies as much. And was I an addict? Yes, I was. And this is my story.
Thank you guys for listening.
Hi, my name's Justin Guerrero. Hi, Justin. Was there ever a candy, Junior, that you were addicted to?
I don't know, because after I eat too much, my stomach just starts feeling weird, and I feel sick, and then I stay away from it for a while.
Ooh, I kind of wish my stomach was like that. Because then, I wouldn't want as much sugar. So that's actually
Yeah.
kind of a good thing.
Yeah, so this is something I kind of grown up, and I kind of know my limit a little more, but not at the same time.
Yeah, like for me, I'm an endless pit. So I try and stay away from candy, like I said, because then all it takes is one. I should play an ad for like candy addicts. All it takes is one.
No, but sugar itself, man, is just
It's
what?
addicting. It took me a while to get off soda, bro. Like, I mean, listen, I only have soda now. Like, my family's coming over, right? We're doing a Halloween thing. I'll have a pop, right?
You're gonna be surrounded by it. You're gonna have temptation.
If I go out, I have a pop. But here's the thing. I used to have like 6. Remember, we used to go to the freaking.
Oh, yeah. I think you used to say 4 was your minimum.
Yeah,
that you
4
would try
was
to
my
reach.
minimum. And it's like, because I was always just super thirsty. Now, the maximum, 2. It would be 2. I can't go past that, or if not, it starts getting too sugary for me. Because, like I said, I've just been having a lot of water recently. So, lots changed, man. I've seen the light. You can't have as much sugar, people. Because I want to avoid diabetes as much as possible and any sort of tooth decay or tooth loss. I mean, not that I have that. But
But hey, it happens after a while.
you got to take care of your health, and at least a small contribution to your guys' health that you can do. First off, don't drink as much alcohol, okay? And not that I'm not even an alcohol drinker, but if you are, just try and stay away from it because that's high in sugars. So it's not as healthy as you think. So yeah, stay away from that. Stay away from pops. Just cut some pops off. Have only one during dinner, but the rest of the day you better have like 4 or 5 waters, and keep yourself hydrated in that way. And then for sugars and candies and cakes, limit it to special occasions. I think because sugar's so easy to get addicted to. It's insane. But with that said, I think we're at time, actually. Looking at the good old clock here. I think this is going to be releasing. Let me look at the day, because we pre-record these sons of guns. It will be releasing the day before Halloween, so you know what? Happy
Perfect
Halloween.
timing.
Happy Halloween to you folks out there. If you have kids, tell them Happy Halloween from the Amateur Hour to you guys. I hope you guys celebrate it, and celebrate it safely, okay? The virus is still a thing. We're on our 3rd wave, but technically I think we've been on just one large wave of of increases. So if you guys can stay safe out there, keep your family safe. Don't be going out for Halloween and collecting all these different candies. Listen, I know you could social distance, but let's say the guy coughs on his hand and then he hands out the freaking candy and then your kid gets it or you get it. It's not worth it. So just buy some candy at home, have your own little Halloween, get creative. But enjoy yourself. Dress up if you want. I ain't the biggest fan. Watch some Halloween movies. Go see Halloween Town. And then, what's that? We had some questions for you guys. So leave your top 10 scary movies in the comments. I want to hear them.
Or at least what you thought should have
Yeah,
been.
or what do you
in
think
that
should have
list.
been your top 10, right? Like, what should have, what had your heart rate at 100 beats per minute, right? Favorite candy? I want to know. Is it a Nutter Butter? Is it freaking Nutter Butter's not even candy. Sorry, you know what? Is it freaking a Three Musketeer, a Kit Kat, a Twix, candy corn? I mean, I might disown of you, but I mean, hey, you gotta. Juniors can't be the only one out there who eats candy corn. And what do you consider a Halloween movie? Leave those comments in the comments below. And remember, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you're on YouTube. And over on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes, give us a follow. And with that said, we love you. Happy Halloween.